Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome to the RC Retro channel. In this episode, we're going to be restoring this RC10T stadium truck that you see is spread out across my workbench already. We're going to be putting it back together in this episode. It's already started going through the restoration process, so let me get you all caught up to speed as to where we are, starting first with this B stamp chassis. When I got it, it was in pretty rough condition. So I stripped it down, I sanded it starting with 400, then 600, then 800, then 1,000, 1,500, and then 2,000. Got it all nice and smooth, and then sent it off to Bateman's Custom Coatings, who re-anodized it in black. The chassis looks awesome, like brand new, along with the nose plate and the motor mount as well. So I'm very, very pleased with that. And yes, you can still see the B stamp on here. So that's very cool. The body is a J Concepts RC10T reproduction body. It is painted in the box art color scheme by the man himself, Andy Jacobs. The stickers on here are from MCI Racing, and I'll talk more at the end of the video about the stickers. I got so much. All of the white pieces have been put into a ultrasonic cleaner and then put outside into a hydrogen peroxide bath and left out in the sun for about 24 hours to whiten them up. Just so you can see the difference, this is the motor case right over here, or the gearbox case, compared to one of the arms. This is what color everything was in, and this is what it is now. It's not ultra white, it still has that creamy color to it like the originals. But again, I'm sorry, I did not get that on film. This is something I did off camera, but you can see the whole hydrogen peroxide bath in one of my past RC10 videos. So I'll post some of the links to those restorations in the description down below. What else do we have over here? Well, I have original rear and front tires, not just one set that are brand new, but I have two sets that are brand new. Why? Because, I don't know, I was just collecting parts over time and didn't realize that I already had a new set, and so I bought a secondary set. So I don't know, but yeah, these are not the first tires that went on the RC10T. If you remember, the original front tires were the thin ones. I know a lot of people like to put those on their RC10T. I'm going to go with the wider front tires where they switched over to right after its release. I don't know, for me, I just like the wider tires in the front. So with that being said, I do have the original, brand new, never used truck rear wheels, the 3-piece ones, and the front wheels, 3-piece ones for this restoration. So I was able to find these. They are not white. They do have that yellowy cream look to them as well. So right here in all these Ziploc bags is all the hardware, so we're going to clean this up as we rebuild it. But speaking about hardware, I did get some parts to assist me along the way. I did get new black turnbuckles because the ones that were originally on here were rusted or looked like they were held in place with needle nose pliers and all scratched up. So I got these. Got original plastic ball cups right there. A whole new front bumper that says AE on there, some new dog bones, and even a whole new diff. Got the diff drive rings here, the diff balls, and the diff gear all right there. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. Most likely I'll just clean up this one because this is going to be a shelf queen, so I'm just going to probably clean this one up. But I do have another RC10T that I am going to clean up and get that to be a runner, so most likely I'll end up using this in that RC10T project later in the winter. So that's pretty much it. Got a lot of stuff to work with over here, so let's just get right into the rebuild, right? So that's what you want to see. So we're going to do some time-lapse action, and then at the end we will have a nicely restored Team Associated RC10T to add to the collection. Enjoy. So the first thing I did was take the hardware from the front end of this RC10T and give it a quick cleaning. It's in pretty rough shape. Everything pretty much had rust on it. And so what I did was took this metal wire brush and gave everything a quick scrub to get the rust off. Then I took a polishing cloth and some of this Autosol metal polish cleaner, and just by hand polished everything up. It looks pretty good, actually. I didn't use a rotary tool or a Dremel or anything like that, so by doing it by hand, I think it came out pretty well, and I'm rather happy with it. So now we're going to get on with the build. Okay, so the next thing I did was put the steering block and the block carrier together off camera. One thing I noticed right away is that on this steering block right over here, the stopper that you see over here tore off, or cracked off, I guess you could say. That wasn't me. That came to me like that, and I guess I didn't realize it about a year or two ago when I bought this RC10T and just realized it now. But that's not really much of a big deal because I have a few options of what I can replace it with, but I'll talk to you all about that at the end of the video. And just like that, the RC10T restoration is done. It came out awesome. It's just absolutely surreal to have this in front of me right now because as a kid, just seeing all the advertisements and articles and all the magazines and being like, oh, this is awesome, but not being able to have one. And now as an adult, it's right here in front of me. It just looks so darn good. Now, before we move further, I just want to apologize to everybody because during the time-lapse build, it probably looked like the camera was vibrating or shaking. Maybe you picked up on that, and that's not usually what occurs when I'm doing time-lapse, but I was working on a secondary station right behind this wall on a folding table, and I had the camera on that table, so as I was screwing stuff in, the camera was jiggling back and forth, so I apologize for the shoddy video footage. That's not really what is on my channel where it comes to the quality of time-lapse, but lesson learned, don't do time-lapse on a folding table that jiggles back and forth. But I wanted to keep this area free because restorations just take so darn long, and I wanted to shoot other videos in the meantime while I was doing that restoration, so I don't know, I'll figure something out for next time. So starting from the outside, we have a J Concepts RC10T body painted by the man himself, Andy Jacobson. I purchased the body, sent it over to him to be painted, and then I used MCI stickers to finish it off. I love MCI, so I'm not knocking them because they do a tremendous service for this hobby. However, the RC10T sticker sheet you see right over here was missing some of the stickers I needed to complete that box art look. For example, the Ultra Series sticker, the AE logo, and the team associated right down here, and the team associated on the hood are not included on the sticker sheet. So I went over to my buddy, Fix-It Phil, who makes his own stickers. He designed those for me and hooked me up. Thank you, Phil. The Ultra Series sticker over here I got from a gentleman by the name of Roger. I'm not even going to try to announce your last name because I'm totally going to butcher it, so I'll just post it below. So thank you for sending those to me, Roger. I really appreciate it. This stadium truck looks awesome, and perhaps one of the best parts from looking at it are the wheels and the tires. The wheels, I thought I was going to have an issue with matching the nylon on the inside of the truck, all the nylon bits and pieces, because I gave that a hydrogen peroxide bath and whitened them up. But no, even though these were still new in package, they matched nicely. So that was a nice little treat right there. And the tires themselves are just beautiful. They're shiny and soft and just really finish off the truck nicely. So let's get the body off and check out the chassis. So for this restoration, the only aftermarket hardware I used were the black screws from Team K&K. There was just so much cleaning and polishing of all the metal parts that when it came to the screws, I just couldn't be bothered. So I ordered a set from them, and I only used the black screws on here. The other issue I had with this was probably how fragile some of the plastic and nylon pieces were due to age and from the hydrogen peroxide bath. We have a lot of the ball cups actually snapped, so it was a good thing that I had some replacement ones that were original. Some of the nylon nuts, you can see right over here on top of the steering, that one and the other one are cracked as well. And then I also don't have the servo stays and I don't have the battery strap. Now that's not a big deal because I could replace those or buy new ones, reproduction ones, because there are just so many companies out there that make reproduction parts for the RC10s. Now, if you're thinking about restoring an RC10, a team car, a championship edition, a world's car, an RC10T, well, the great news is there are so many companies out there and individuals that are producing aftermarket reproduction parts. For example, for bodies, you have J Concepts, Boki Racing, you have Team Blue Groove who do all the reproduction bodies. You have MCI Racing for the stickers or decals if you want to call them that. I have to look at my list over here because there's just so many things to go over. You have K&K, Team K&K Hardware, which produces all the screws for all the different kits for the World's Car, for the RC10, the RC10T. It's just crazy, especially the black screws. They didn't have those a few years back when I got into the hobby, and for my first restoration, which was an RC10, did not have those. They only had the stainless steel ones, but now they have the black ones as well. Fan RC reproduces the original nylon parts for the RC10 and the RC10T. They even have them in black. You have JC Racing wheels and tires for the RC10. You have individuals who are recreating the tub chassis out of carbon fiber. This gentleman by the name of Frankie, his last name escapes me. I purchased one for my RC10T project, the other stadium truck that maybe over the winter I'll be getting up and running. People who are sanding these tub chassis down and reanodizing them or powder coating them. There's a few guys, but I used Bateman's custom coating for mine. Did a phenomenal job. And then you have people who are just, you know, out there who have a ton of vintage parts from RPM or Andes from back in the day who are posting them in all the groups for sale and on the Facebook pages and on eBay. There's just so many aftermarket parts that are 3D printed. There's really a lot out there, and from what I heard also through the grapevines is that one of these companies is even working on reproducing the gears for the stealth transmission. That'd be phenomenal. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this restoration of the RC10T, because I know I did, because I now have an awesome looking RC10T to throw up on the shelf and admire, and is now in my collection, and I really had a great time doing this. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more action on the RC Retro channel. Thank you for your support, and I will check you all in my next. Take care. Let's go, let's go.